Okay, let's go to somewhere a little bit deeper. I know on the show you did admit that you have HIV.
Yes.
Was that something very difficult to kind of say out loud, because I guess there was a stigma, although now more and more there are like stigmas and stereotypes being broken, because it's not as bad as it was branded in the 80s or 90s,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
It's kind of like, you can live with that and it's totally fine.
I think it was the biggest thing that I had to deal with was just the thought of like, if they ever write a Wikipedia article about you, that's bullet point number 1.
Okay, yeah.
Right? The idea na, okay,
you don't want to be defined by it.
Yeah. That was something na I had to like struggle with na, am I ready to like, for this to actually be public information? And especially if I do it on the show, it's going to be like notable public information. But I also felt, because I have been an advocate for years now, even before my own diagnosis.
Okay.
And I kind of felt guilty. Like I felt a little bit of a shame na I'm an advocate. I speak about breaking the stigma. I speak about, like giving rights and dignity to people living with HIV. And here I am, a person living with HIV, and I can't speak up about my own experiences.
Yeah, of course.
So that was kind of what fueled me. And at the same time, because I was an advocate before I got even diagnosed, that's what gave me a lot of power. Like that's what
You're
gave
informed,
me.
you mean?
Yeah, I was very well informed. So when they told me my status, I was like, okay, let's do what I need to do. Like, let's take the medicine. Let's do the test that I need to do moving forward. I was very level-headed with it because I was equipped with the knowledge na.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about the people that aren't as lucky or aren't as knowledgeable.
Informed,
or having a difficult time with their treatments, because it's different. I got kind of like the best case scenario of everything. I knew what I needed to know coming into getting tested. I got tested. Early detection. I was treated immediately. I responded well to the treatments. And I know that there's a lot of people that aren't going through the same like fortunate circumstances. And I kind of just wanted to empower them.
Yeah.
And also because sa Filipino media, it's always a sub story. It's always a tragedy.
Of course.
It's always a punishment sent by God to like smite the gays. Parang ganun lagi yung angle.
Yeah.
And I, being aware of the platform I was being given, I'm on an internationally watched franchise of Drag Race. And I'm like, I have to, at least for Philippine media, I have to like interject a new narrative to this.
Yeah.
It can't always be a sub story.
You so much for
Thank
that.
you.
That's amazing. Like, was it you just realized one day, okay, I'm gonna talk about it, or had you already like coming into the show where you're like, okay, I'll do it?
During my interviews for auditioning, I did bring it up.
Okay.
And I was very like, I'm not sure if I'm ready to talk about this yet.
On TV,
But I want you guys to know, because I will be bringing like my medicine. Like I need to disclose my health status. So I did bring it up to the producers, and they were very like, okay, we're not gonna force you to talk about it. And they did treat it with a lot of dignity. They allowed me to tell my story at my own time.
Yeah.
And that moment just felt like the right time to talk about it. And, it was a good episode for me. So I felt very empowered to be like, hey, I'm on an international show.
Yeah.
I look really great right now.
Yeah.
I feel really good.
Galing.
And I might as well talk about this in a way that hopefully makes
Positive.
people like me, people living with HIV, feel better.
Yeah. I mean, I think it takes a lot of courage to do that, especially when you're at the height of your fame, when there's so many eyeballs listening to what you have to say, because it's not something you need to. It's a very vulnerable thing in your life. And then you're like, actually, guys, my life isn't as perfect, but I want you to know that I'm living with this and it's okay.
But I feel like that's why it's that much more impactful.
Like it's so admirable to say that, because you didn't need to get that clout, and it just makes you, I guess, more real, relatable. People can understand what you stand for more, and it's like, oh wow, this person is. It's very different, but having a celebrity as
diba,
to talk
we were
about
just
something
talking
like that.
about HIV is like in the Philippines is the highest it's a country with the highest number of
Yeah.
infection rates. So it's crazy. It's really rampant. So thank you for being able to share that. And at least people can come and see na parang "Look, you're successful, you're beautiful, you're living a super normal life." That's
Yeah.
not something to ever be
Yeah,
ashamed
we always ask this on the podcast, but how is it? How was it growing up? Did you have any sex education? Did you learn about
Yeah.
your sexuality through your peers, your friends? Was it like secretly watching porn? Was it your parents? Like, how was it?
More of
School,
that.
yeah.
I think for a lot of us, we kind of had to teach ourselves about it
course.
in ways that aren't always the
Right.
best ways to learn about sex. I think that's the biggest problem in this country. Like that's also why HIV is spreading at the rate that it is, because kids are not getting the sex education that they need to be getting. They're not. We learn through sex a lot of times through like blogs or through porn or through
Pornhub.
Pornhub or through however like influencers or celebrities talk about it. That's all we know, but we don't know the actual like science behind it. We don't know like, okay, in what ways, like for straight people, in what ways can you get pregnant or in what ways can you catch diseases? We don't learn about that. We
Zero.
all
Yeah.
just watch porn and be like, okay, that's sex.
Yeah.
So we're not, as a country, we're not well informed. We're not well educated. So that is kind of how.
Same for so it was like that for you. Same
I
for us.
started learning about sex because I was a teenager. I was
Curious.
feeling my hormones.
Yeah.
And I just tuned into Pornhub one day, and the rest is history.
Yeah. And I guess also that plays into your whole advocacy of educating yourself, HIV, because you didn't know that growing up.
Yeah.
You didn't know growing up you could contract this disease from
Yeah.
having sexual contact with another person.
As much as we want to say na the information is out there, look it up yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't know what to look for, you
Yes.
don't know what to
you
look
start
for.
with, diba?
You don't even know what question to ask
Exactly.
especially when you're young and you're a teen. And then that's why
Even
I'm
typing it, this like you're
yeah,
so nervous.
delete chat, clear history.
You start with like on YouTube's like men kissing.
And then you go into like, I don't know.
Oh, tell us. I know
Showgirls.
that dirty Latino maids ka rin
Dirty
naman
Latina
dyan.
maids. No,
Oh my
that's
God.
my friend had that on his USB. Yeah, I mean,
Nilaglag pa. Oh my God.
no, we were in high school. Pero alam mo yun, when you're, my group, whatever, like
Yeah.
project, you have to make a diorama, ganyan science.
And then-
Biglang, you have it on a floppy disk.
Oh
that's,
my
That's also how you
God.
discover about
Yeah.
sex, sexuality, what you like, what you don't like.
You happen upon it by accident.
Yeah.
Which is not how it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we had a crush calculator, and then
Oh my God,
Oh my
yes.
God.
you type
Yes.
someone's name in, and then I didn't know that when you type someone's name in, the name is saved.
And so it autofills, right? So I went naman to type my name, my crush. I put like Ava and Zac Efron or whatever. And then
Whatever.
when I put the name,
Angelo Sibuge.
so bleep that out. When I clicked on it, it was her crush. Who I didn't know was her crush, Paolo Marcelo.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then
The point is, when you're young and you're curious and you have access to
Yeah.
that, especially with kids nowadays who have iPads, don't think hindi nilang,
Toddlers have phones now, which is
diba?
crazy
My
to
gosh,
me.
Yeah. People they're curious. Yeah, what am I saying? Their curiosity is going to fuel that.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
what about in terms of relationships? Like being non-binary, what's your take on like open relationships or like the LGBTQ plus community? I know that a lot of it is kind of not traditional. You know? I even heard of a group. There are 5 of them in a relationship. That's just kind of crazy. What's your take on that?
Well, I think if you approach it with the mindset of queer relationships are already non-traditional to begin with.
That's true. Yeah.
It kind of like opens the horizon to like what else is possible.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like just let people live the way they want to live, love the way they want to love however many people they want
Love
to
is
love,
love
as
is
long
love.
as like there's full disclosure, no one's being cheated on.
Tama.
Like yun yung wag natin i-promote yung cheating, but like if an open relationship, if it's consensual, if it's informed, if everyone involved is like okay with it, then let
Let it be.
people
Yeah, I have a friend who is in an open relationship, and then when they travel, it's parang no kiss, no tell. So if they travel and they hook up with someone,
They don't tell each other.
they don't tell each other. But they're still loyal when they're in the same
I
country.
guess if they're okay with that, then that's fine.
Yeah.
See, Luch.
I'm like, Lucius? Sorry, my husband.
No, but basically there are people who are very okay with living like that,
Yeah.
and you just have to find that person.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, Myx. When you started dating your boyfriend now, were you open about your drag life, or how did you meet him? Was it in drag already, or was it not in drag?
Yeah. So my boyfriend now, we met like a week into airing. So I've already been announced. But we were kind of like mutuals online for a little while.
Why, you're
but we
DMing,
never.
ganon?
No, we actually were not. We were not talking, but we just followed each other. Like he said, he followed me because he found me interesting based off of like
Your profile?
yeah, my promo video for the show,
So
and
he saw
my
you now.
profile.
Okay.
Yeah, he saw me on the show, followed me, thought I was cute, and I was like, "Hey, cute guy, follow back." So it started there, and then there was one night I randomly went to a bar to support a friend's show, and he was there, and it was kind of cheesy, but
You
kind
knew
of,
it was
kind
him?
of love at first sight for both of us.
But wait,
Who
when you
approached
were
who?
when you went to support your friend, were you in already drag or were you in non-drag?
Oh, I was out of drag. Yeah.
Okay, so then, parang, I guess my question is, when you date someone, do you have to say, hey, by the way, on the side, I do drag? Or is that
He knew
just
na
not-
kasi.
Yeah, I guess,
for this
yeah.
one, he knew, and like he'd already seen the first episode of the show by that point.
Yeah.
But previously, like dating in general, ayun nga, again, as a queer person, you have to come out many times. So
Yeah.
first, I was like, well, obviously we're both like gay, or at least we're both like interested in men.
Yeah.
So eventually I have to be like, hey, by the way, I'm non-binary. I identify as non-binary. And then eventually it's like, hey, by the way, I do drag. And then eventually it's like,
paunti-
hey, by the way, I have HIV. It's like, it's a lot of
ano pa?
layers of that. So it's
Yeah.
talagang pakiramdaman na parang, is this the right time to
Yeah.
say this?
Yeah.
So when
What's
is
this
it the
gonna
right
be?
time? Is it the first date? Is it when you're in several dates now? Or I guess it depends on the person.
Yeah, it depends on the person you're telling it to, and also depends on you. Like if you think you can go for a while not letting them know this information, as long as you know it's not hurting them, as long as you're not like lying to them about it, like saying some other thing.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like you don't owe the world information. Like
Yes.
you don't owe it.
Quotable code.
Yeah, you don't owe the world information. You don't owe the world anything. It's more like it's up to you to decide when is the time to let this person in on that aspect of your life.
I like
Love
that because
that.
sometimes I feel na parang I need to let you know because I feel like I'm lying. But that's true. It's like you don't owe anyone anything.
Yeah. And also, you don't know where is this gonna go, ba?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you don't know how they're gonna react, so
Yeah.
you kind of wanna like test them first,
Yeah.
ask certain questions. What do you think about this? What do you think about so and so?
Yeah.
Before you like. By the way, I also alam mo
So
yun.
what? Yeah. Okay. Before we wrap, because it's been like we're over time.
What time?
Well,
How many?
50 minutes. It's okay.
Oh my
We've
gosh,
had
okay.
such
I
a
love
great
it.
conversation.
Yeah,
Before we wrap,
I
the
love
last
when I get
question
lost.
is: what advice would you give to somebody listening or watching us who has, let's say, a disease, let's say HIV or something else, and they're just newly dating someone, and you know it's probably they're scared, they're parang feeling like they're walking on eggshells. Paano ko ba sasabihin, or how do I tell this person that I really really like that I am living with this disease, because there is that factor of shame, I guess,
Yes.
and like guilt. What would your like 3 pieces of advice or top 3 things to say?
Well, I guess first of all, and this goes whether you're dating or not, is keep your health in check. Like take care of it first. Get like manage your health.
Yeah.
In terms of like HIV, make sure you're taking your meds. If ever you're going to be engaging, like if you're gonna have sex with this person, you might as well do it protected at first. If you're not disclosing it to them, para siguro less yung shock in a way, or parang at least at least make sure you're keeping yourself safe and keeping them safe also.
So condoms. When you,
Yeah.
if you're- okay.
Condoms, or like if you're undetectable, prep. Make sure the other person is on prep. Stuff like that. Like keep it in check. Make
Okay.
sure you have the situation handled
Yeah.
before bringing another person, because the last thing you want to do is bring another person into your chaos.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to bring another person in when you're barely holding.
Making it, you're like spiraling.
Yeah, you're barely holding
That's
that part of you
so
together.
Mix, you're so like the best. I
Thank
love
you.
all your advice. I think you're like so intelligent when it comes to these things.
Yeah, so whatever it is, whether it be like HIV or maybe you have like diabetes or maybe you have like cancer or something, get a hold of it.
Yeah.
Like get a hold of your health first. Like
Know where you stand.
yeah, know where you
And-
stand, and then when you're gonna let this person in, know that there's a possibility that they will react negatively.
Yeah.
Because not everyone is gonna be as understanding. And of course, give them the grace when they react with shock.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that they hate you. It doesn't mean they think
That's
you're disgusting.
true.
It's sometimes just like, this is brand new information that I have not even considered.
Or they don't know how to process it.
Yeah, exactly. So give them that grace. But also, I think you just do it with care. Because that's also how you want
Yeah.
to be received, diba? You want to be received with care. So when you're going to do it with care for that person.
Yeah. I love that. Thank you so much,
smart.
Max.
you.
I love everything you said.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so
joining
much for
us
having
today.
me.
Do you want to plug maybe? Do
Yes,
you have
please
anything
plug your
coming?
podcast and if you have upcoming shows on your Instagram account.
Yes. So please follow me on my socials. It's either Myx Chanel, just MYXCHANEL, or Myx.Chanel. It's the same for Instagram, TikTok, Twitter or X, or wherever you want to look for me. Maybe LinkedIn. Charot lang. Yeah, and also follow my podcast. We are Bekenemen Podcast. That's BEKENEMEN. Bekenemen Podcast.
I love it.
We're currently on a hiatus, but we're looking for ways to like freshen things up. And of course, we will be, whenever they decide to bring out a new season of the show, we will be on top of that. But for now, we are looking for ways to bring you fresh content that you will love. But yeah, follow me on my social media to get updates on my shows. Buy my merch. I have amazing merch that I just released for
what
my
kind?
birthday celebration. I have a shirt. I have stickers.
Cute.
I have a collection of, Card Captor Sakura, the Clow cards. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't.
it's like
a
a
collector?
card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just cards that have illustrations of all of my runway looks from the show
Oh
on
my
it.
god, that's so cute.
Yeah, so buy my merch, and yeah, if you ever catch me doing a show near you or far away from you, if you want to travel, go to that. Follow me on my socials for all those updates.
How do people book you? Let's say they're like, oh, I want to book Myx Chanel for my next, I don't know, like a wedding or entertainment. Something.
Yes. Like my email is always open. That's Myx Chanel Official, MYXCHANEL
Spelling bee?
Yeah. Myx Chanel Official at gmail.com. All my inquiries are, of course, through there. It's either always me or my handler responding, and we try to always respond within the day.
Yeah, awesome.
love it.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
man.
much.
Thank you so much for having me. I had such a great time. Everyone, please continue listening to Sexytime podcast to keep yourself updated and to have a very sexy time.
It's so true though. Like when you have a podcast,